Torry Holt, kind enough to join the show. JSN, that's all I want to talk about. They used him all the way to the Super Bowl in every way. He's unbelievable. Obviously, top receiver. He's 23. Who's the next guy? Who's the next?
Yeah.
Actually, no, I don't want to. Can you just give Jackson some love?
No, Jackson Smith.
Don't move beyond him. What sticks out about him to you?
Jackson Smith-Njigba is and I've watched him as the season went on, and he just continued to grow on me. He just got better and better. And I think the thing that stood out to me the most, Kay, was his ability to run the route tree. He can run the entire route tree. And I think a lot of it came from his tutelage that he got when he was at Ohio State, and obviously his physical talents and his ability to want to be good and want to improve in certain areas. But his route running ability really stood out to me. And when you can separate in the way that he does, and you got a guy in Sam Darnold that can get him the football, and there's a conscious effort in getting him the ball, and he knows it, and everybody knows that he's getting it, and he can still get open and make plays. That tells you what type of wide receiver he is. That tells you how dominant he is. And then, two, having someone like a Kupp, and I've said this about Cooper when he was with the Rams, and Puka having an opportunity to study under Kupp. Having a pro like Kupp to show up every single day and show you what it means to be a pro, Jackson Smith-Njigba certainly has benefited from that, along with his own physical skills and his own talent. He is in a great situation out there in Seattle. They want to get him the football. He is the focal point. Remember, they lost DK Metcalf, maybe, what was it, a year ago? Who was their guy? And here comes Jackson Smith-Njigba, and they haven't missed a beat. And he's got a guy in Sam Darnold that can get him the football anywhere on the football field.
I want to show you the top 10 wide receivers that are who are under 25 years young, top 10 in receiving yards. Of course, JSN, who we're just talking about and giving the well-deserved love to, he's 23. Look at these young cats. I want you to tell me exactly where your eye goes outside of that number one spot as far as calling your shot on who will have a breakout next year. Who is it?
Yeah, I mean, looking at that list, I got to believe Emeka Egbuka will have a big-time season next year. He has the size, the physical size. A lot like Jackson Smith-Njigba, good tutelage coming out of college. These guys understand and know how to play the wide receiver position at a really, really high level. But you mentioned Jackson Smith-Njigba. Puka Nacua is one of my favorites. I mean, being a Ram and the history of the Rams wide receivers, and he just continues that legacy. Puka Nacua, Jamar Chase, I've said to you, Kay, is one of my favorites. He's just prolific. He does it all. Jamar Chase, along with Joe Burrow when he's healthy, Jamar Chase can be in contention for the Triple Crown every single year. That's the kind of ability that he has. That's the kind of talent that he has. And again, he has a guy in Joe Burrow that can get him the football. Amon-Ra St. Brown is one of my favorites. I think he's just a security blanket for Jared Goff. He shows up every single year. Now, he had a few drops this year that was a little uncharacteristic, but I won't hold it against him. I think he's steady. He's certainly solid. And then number 5, Kay, I have to say, George Pickens. And I like George. George is unbelievably talented, right? A freak of nature, unbelievably talented. The only thing that I want George to get better at is his situational football.
What do you mean?
Lock in all the time. Know the situation. Be aware of what's going on. Grow up, in a sense, is basically what I'm saying. I would like to see George grow up more, take accountability of his actions, become a pro down after down after down, year after year after year. He has the physical ability. He's got somebody in Dak that can get it to him. I just want to see George, whether he's in Dallas or somewhere else, I just want to see him grow up and really take that next step as one of the dominant receivers in the National Football League. You
know this business. They're likely to franchise him, and then that's just when it starts, the story of how to make this extension for him happen. What would what do you expect to happen there? Is he a Cowboy?
I think they should make him a Cowboy. Opposite of CeeDee Lamb, you got two-head monster on the outside. Who are you going to take away? You're going to take away CeeDee? Pickens is going to eat. You take away Pickens, CeeDee is going to eat. So I think that the Cowboys should do the right thing, and George should also do the right thing by growing up, showing a level of maturity, staying there, and becoming a really good, dominant wide receiver in our league.
I wanted to ask you about Cooper Kupp. Obviously, we're talking about JSN and his impact. He's a 2-time Super Bowl champion. It's been fun to watch, of course. I was in the suite next to his family, just like watching them die most of the game because it was so close, and then sort of revel in it in what he's put together as a resume. He leads Seattle in receiving yards in Super Bowl 60. We're like a year removed from the Rams letting him walk in free agency. How do you view LA's decision to move on from him?
Well, you know, I publicly said I would have loved for Cooper Kupp to have stayed. I would have loved for them to have worked something out where he could have remained a Ram and retired as a Ram. I think he earned that right to do that. But we also know this is the National Football League, right? Their teams are trying to get younger. They're trying to get, trying to make sure that they stay under the books and all those good things. But I'm happy for Cooper Kupp. I have a lot of respect for this man and the way that he goes about his business and the way that he approaches the game. And not only that, and how he is with his family, his wife, and his kids. It reflects the way that he plays the game. And Seattle's got a great leader now in Cooper Kupp. And as I mentioned, JSN and the other wide receivers get an opportunity to benefit from that. He showed you throughout the playoffs his ability to make plays in crucial situations, being available, being smart, understanding the situation, playing his role at the highest of level, and being a support for JSN and the other wide receivers. Cooper Kupp understands that, and he showed up when he needed to. And now he's a two-time NFL Super Bowl champion. I couldn't be more happier for a guy than Cooper Kupp. Again, a lot of respect and love for the way that he plays the game and the way that he carries himself off the football field.
There's some math apparently that says that they could have kept him and added DAVANTE. Cooper didn't have the hugest year for Seattle, but it was important to win the Super Bowl, and then, of course, the little things he does with these young team.
Right. And he was important when they needed it.
But did the Rams, was it a mistake to let him go?
Based off of watching him in Seattle, yes. What he could have provided to the Rams, absolutely. Not only his production, but just being that mold, that model of consistency for that group out in Los Angeles, I think would have been fantastic. But again, I get it. I understand the business.
For sure.
Rams had to do what they needed to do. I'm happy that Cooper was able to go somewhere that wanted him, more importantly.
I mean, their rival. That's part of it, too. He went and did all these nice things you're saying about being happy. He went and did for another team, their biggest rival.
Right. And he went, and he had I'm also happy, too, for him because he got an opportunity to go back home. Yeah. Now, to your point, it was the rival, but as players, to have an opportunity to go play back home and to play the way that he played, particularly in the Super Bowl, particularly in the playoffs, I mean, I know he's smiling from ear to ear, being that he is now a two-time Super Bowl champion for his hometown team. If you look at how he dressed throughout the playoffs, it was some representation of Seattle. I think during the Super Bowl parade yesterday, it was Ken Griffey, had a Ken Griffey Jr. jersey on. So that tells you how he feels about his hometown, and now he's brought his hometown a Super Bowl ring, another Super Bowl.
A difference of 5 points combined between those two losses. Biggest games of the season where Cooper sort of did his thing. I'm glad that you're happy for. I mean, everyone. How could you not be happy for him? I'm sure the Rams themselves.
Right, and I'm genuinely happy for Cooper, and I'm fortunate I get an opportunity to go out to LA and see the team and be around the wide receivers, and I try to make sure that I form some type of relationship with those guys, and I have with Cooper. I've talked to DAVANTE, I've talked to Puka, so I have a lot of respect for all those guys, but certainly hats off to Cooper Kupp.
Gosh, there's almost nobody I want it for more than DAVANTE, and I'm just hoping next year. And if you look at the odds, I mean, it looks like it's them and the Seahawks. Is there a move that you want to see the Rams make, or a shift, a change, anything? We got to get DAVANTE a ring.
Yes, I would like to see everybody come back. Certainly on the offensive side of the ball, I think Matt Stafford said at the honors that he was coming back. And did you see the joy over the faces of the guys when he said, "Hey, we're going to be back in LA next year to try to put ourselves in a position to get back to Super Bowl 61 in Los Angeles"? The joy of Kyron Williams and Coach McVay. I mean, you saw pure joy come over those guys' faces. But Davante Adams, with what he's accomplished in the National Football League as a wide receiver, some would say a pro football Hall of Fame resume. The only thing that's missing is that ring. The Rams have got to show up some things on the back end. I just thought when you watch JSN and when you watch some of the wide receivers, in the regular season, particularly late in the regular season and in the playoffs. It was just too much freedom, I thought. So I would like to see them really focus in on some cornerbacks, getting some quality guys. I know they probably would try to, I hope they try to resign Kobe Durant. Maybe we'll try to resign him.
They got to get that done.
I think they do. I think they got to get some guys some help on the back end.
You like Curl?
Yeah, I like Curl. Yes, I like Curl.
They got to get that done, too.
Yeah, I thought he had a fantastic year. So if they can get some of those guys re-signed and then bring on some talent from the draft. They got 2 first-round draft picks in the draft this year. So will one or two or both of those draft picks be corners? We'll see. But I think they got to get some help back on secondary.
They've got almost every starter back, like you're saying. I'm looking right now. They got $48 million in cap space. Less. Go on a little shopping spree down Rodeo Drive. Get yourself some corners. I'm going to give you 2 fits. I'm just coming up with Jaquan Brisker. Would we like him? Steal him from the Bears?
Yeah, I like Brisker. I like Brisker when he came out of college. And
Jalen Watson, a corner from KC. I like that too. Those are two that I think are interesting for the Rams.
Absolutely, and why they're because they are playmaking guys. We need more playmakers on the back end of that defense to go along with what the guys got up front. I thought Landman had a heck of a year. The linebacker that we came over from Atlanta. I thought he had a heck of a year. Now, if you can continue to beef up that defense with some guys in the secondary, because we know we have to stop JSN. We know we got to stop some of these. We mentioned Pickens. We know we got to stop some of these NFC wide receivers.
They got to
adjust. We need corners that can do it.
Since you're being the GM, let's keep this going. Outside, we talked about JSN. We've talked about Puka. They've got to extend Puka too.
Yeah, they got some work to do. They certainly got some work to do. And credit Les and Demoff and Tony, those guys, the Rams brass, have done a really good job of managing the budget, managing the cap. Really have done a really good job of drafting talented players that fit their system and developing. I think that's been the biggest thing with the LA Rams and Sean McVay and Les in their brass is the ability to draft, but not only that, to develop the talent that they draft. They've been phenomenal at that. Okay. And 2K.
Yeah.
And McVay has had to deal with teams plucking his coaches.
It's crazy.
Plucking his coaches, plucking his players. And they still have
and they never have a down year.
Show up.
It's so crazy because there's a lot of people. They get plucked, or like Philadelphia is one of those down year, up year, down year. When adjusting. Look at obviously Detroit. Now with the Rams, somehow it's unbelievable what McVay's been able to do year in, year out. You're looking at the highest paid wide receivers. They're reportedly Nacua is in the ballpark of 4 years, $156 million, which would be number 2 in average annual value. Where would you put Puka? Where does he fit in on this list, or these highest paid guys?
I think so. I think you got to put him right up there at the top. I think what he's done since
more than Jamar,
and to this year, if he's not more than Jamar, he's got to be right there under Jamar. I mean, he's shown with his production that he is worthy of a healthy salary. The thing with Puka is they're going to continue getting the football. He's tough. He's shown the ability to run routes. The big, and that was a big time catch right there against the Panthers. But the catch that I liked the most was against Seattle when he caught that dig route and he was in the middle of 5 defenders, and he still was able to come down with the football and make the catch. To me right there, that showed his fearlessness, his toughness, and his want to. And just for those things alone right there, I think the Rams have to consider paying Puka Nacua a pretty healthy salary for sure.
That's wild to think about. I mean, Puka with all that money, I'm a little worried about it.
He's shown you over the last month that he can have a good time.
He's great, and he should. He has fun
absolutely.
He has fun when he plays football. He has fun. Anyway, by the way, JSN's eligible too. That's kind of the debate going on right now. Is it's a 5th-year option as a first-round pick with JSN. Who's going to be paid more? I would imagine JSN.
JSN probably because of his youth, but Seattle would be crazy if they let him get out of town. There's no way they should let him get out of town.
No, it's just about who's going to get paid more, or if that even matters.
I don't think it really matters.
Yes,
but
it does.
if you want, I mean, I would say probably JSN, probably because of he's a little younger than Puka. But both top tier wide receivers, both well deserving of a pay raise.
I don't like this line of questioning.
And check this out too. I believe if these two guys get pay raises, I don't believe much changes with them. I think they still show up, practice hard, productive on Sundays. I believe if they get that kind of money, I believe they have enough groundness, if that's a word. I think they're grounded enough. I think they're grounded enough to stay the course and keep the main thing. You know me. I want them all to get paid over and over till the end of time. I'm always make as much. I'm with you.
Write the check. Write the check. Yeah, love it for all of them. AJ Brown. Last storyline I want to hit with these wide receivers. Potential for an off-season move, maybe not. I'm sure Philly fans don't want to hear it. How do you feel about AJ Brown and the Eagles and a potential move?
Yeah, just watching AJ throughout the season and the ups and downs of this offense, the ups and downs with him and the things that were said, the altercations or the back and forth that you saw on the sideline was unfortunate. I think you see a guy that's happy sometimes and sometimes he's not. But I think the last back and forth that I think that he had with the head coach, I think probably did it. I think it's probably best that AJ moves on and get a fresh start. We saw when he moved on from Tennessee to Philly, how that went. He played extremely well in his first couple of years, and now it seems to be a little disgruntled. It could be a good situation where they both shake hands, thank each other, and move on. And AJ goes somewhere else to go and express himself and show what he can do as a wide receiver. Because we both know. I mean, you heard King Henry talk about, you showed it on your show how much of a dog AJ Brown is. Well, I want to see AJ get back to that dog mentality and consistently doing it week in and week out with no distractions. Then we'll see how good he really can be.
You heard where I would like him to go if he decides to move in Philly. I don't want him to leave, but if he does, I'd like to see him in Baltimore. Where does Torry Holt want to see him?
Ooh, man. A.J. Brown, Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers, King Henry.
It's pretty nice.
And likely the tight end. Man, that will be – he fits the Ravens' personality and their stature and their mystique. He fits that. When I think back, Anquan Bolden played there. He was physical. Steve Smith played there. He was physical and tough. I think he fits the Baltimore Ravens.
I don't know what that. I mean,
really well.
That's the Harbaugh Ravens.
Yeah, and it's true.
I don't know. I don't know what because I also look at teams. If I'm AJ, I want another ring. Is it the Ravens with the first-year head coach? I don't know. Is it the Patriots?
Right. We
Is it the Bills?
Ooh, the Bills. And you know what? We know that the Bills don't really have a household name, some would say. So A.J. Brown would certainly be a household name, but not only that,
he brings
a level of physicality. He'll bring a level of physicality to the Buffalo Bills that I think they could use.
I think he loves Vrabel, and I would be surprised if Vrabel is not line-oneing him. He loves, Also, you know what I'm going to put this out there. Everyone's going to, Philly, I want him to be an Eagle. But if he leaves, I would not hate him. He loves Tom Brady. I would not hate a Mendoza to AJ. I would not hate it.
I wouldn't go to Oakland.
What? You want to go to LA, to Vegas? Why?
No, it's just too much in Oakland. It's too much. They like this. It's too much. And at this stage in his career, he needs some stability at the quarterback position. He needs stability in that organization.
Like a veteran.
A veteran, yes. I don't like that whole Raiders deal. I think the Raiders still got a lot of work to do.
They got a lot of work to do, but if they get this quarterback's the real deal.
Even with Mendoza, they still got work to do.
Really?
Yes, I really do believe that. Yes.
Okay.
There's too much turnover in Oakland. There's too much turnover in Los Angeles.
The most talked about fits for AJ are the Pats, Ravens, Bills. I think the Pats make the most sense.
Yeah,
if you're the Pats, you're doing everything you possibly can, and you're getting AJ. That's what I think.
Well, yeah, you feel like you're bringing in a number one wide receiver. If they feel like they're bringing in a number one wide receiver, then they're going to do everything that they can to get him. And to your point, if him and Vrabel have a good relationship, which it sounds like they do.
They do.
Hey.
I'd like that. But we want him to stay in Philly.
that makes the Patriots. I think that makes the Patriots a little more formidable offensively. You bring a guy of that talent for sure to go along with that Patriots defense. Oh man.
Yeah. So many great things happened last week, Torry. So many beautiful moments. I loved all of it, and I hated the Hall of Fame announcement for you.
Yeah.
I hated it. It broke my heart that I didn't hear your name. How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm disappointed, okay, but I'm not discouraged.
Okay.
But my resume hasn't changed, and I'm reading from what I wrote down, and the film doesn't lie. I was the most productive wide receiver of the 2000s. Mm-hmm. And while the wait is longer than I like, I know what I accomplished on that field, and I got a pretty good idea how guys feel about me that competed against me. So that feels really, really good. But I have a ton of respect for that Hall of Fame 2026 class, immensely. I mean, immense respect for those guys. But I belong in that room with them.
Mm. It's beautifully said, and I want to say, the resume, it's almost like it's a broken record with the resume and what you did, what your peers think of you, how many people can stand up and say that you belong. I thought it was very admirable, I wanted to say, that you took the time to praise Larry.
Yes.
Why was that important to you? I thought that was very freaking cool, Tor.
Yeah. Well, I have a lot of respect for all wide receivers. And any wide receiver that I run across, and they can tell you this, I always greet them with, "What's up, wide out?" I have a ton of respect for all wideouts, big time respect for wideouts, and I have a ton of respect for Larry. I remember Larry coming in. I was with the Rams, and he was a rookie. And, Arizona was trying to knock us off. They were drafting to try to knock us off, and Larry was one that they drafted, and Quan Bolden was one that they drafted. So I always have had a lot of respect for Larry and how he carried himself on the football field and how he carries himself off of the field. So when I had an opportunity to give him his flowers face to face, I wanted to make sure that I did that. I wanted to make sure that he saw me. We looked eye to eye, gave each other love and respect, and had an opportunity to share a moment there. So
did you get any feedback, Torry? Did you get any feedback from anybody? 13,000 plus yards in 11 seasons is crazy. Two-time league leader in yards, leading receiver of the decade. Any feedback on the holdup from a Hall of Fame that you have nothing but reverence for, but is being questioned a little bit of late?
It is. I have not spoken to my presenter yet to find out, what to get some feedback from him in regards to what happened this year. So I will be speaking to Howard Balls, who's my presenter. I'll be speaking with him.
Of course, Howard, legend. Howard, if you need me to tag, you need me to get in there, want to dap me up, give a little razzle dazzle.
Sure.
I'll sass everybody in there for you. No one more consistently great in that era. And consistency should matter.
I totally agree. I mean, that's what my whole career was built off, was being disciplined and being consistent every single year. And I was fortunate enough to be able to do that. But, here of late with the Hall of Fame, just some recency bias, I guess, has taken place. But I'm going to continue to patiently wait my turn, respect the Pro Football Hall of Fame and its process, and hopefully I'll hear my name being called as a Pro Football Hall of Fame here soon. I've just finished up my 12th nomination and 7th year as a finalist, and I'm just praying that I'm not regressing, and I hope that I'm still trending forward
100%.
To get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Oh, there's no way. It's happening. It's a matter of when. It's on the way. I am curious. Have you talked to a Sterling Sharp about their weight? Have you talked, you're a better man than I. I'm not patient. I would lose my mind and flip tables. But have you talked a Drew Pearson or Roger Craig? Have you talked to any of those guys about that?
I had a chance to speak to Sterling Sharp last year when he went in, and he was gracious and basically said the same thing I just said. Hey, it's a process, and you have to trust the process, and basically, be patient and see how it all unfolds, and hopefully it unfolds in a favorable way for me here sooner than later. I would like to, Lord willing, if it happens for me being inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, I would love for that to happen soon, so I can enjoy while I still have some youthfulness about me. I don't want to be in my 60s and 70s, hearing that I'm now inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I want to be able to enjoy it now while I have some youthfulness. still about me.
Can I tell you something? It's in the Rams' backyard next year.
Ooh.
Roger Craig, his backyard.
I can't even get this finger to cross. I can't even get my fingers crossed.
You know what's not going to help you? If Howard Balzer lets this garlic ice cream, that shows bad judgment, bad breath, bad overall. It's what you give to kill vampires. We don't want it. You better hope that Howard Balzer, the legend, does not let anybody that's voting know that you had garlic ice cream. And I will do my part, as always, to sort of spread that message. It's so well deserved.
No doubt.
You're the best.
Thank
By
you.
the way, everybody, visit HoltBrothersFoundation.org.
Yes.
Hall of Fame numbers, Hall of Fame human. Here, Torry, I appreciate you.
Thank you very much, Kate. Thank you always.
Julian Love on next.